Hello, friends. Welcome to this week's Tuesday update. It is another beautiful day here in Western New York, and I pray that you are able to get out and enjoy not only this day, but those that are to follow this week, as it looks like a very pleasant uh, week in terms of temperature and weather. I wanted to start today sharing a verse with you from Paul's letter to the Romans. And this is the very first verse in chapter 12 of that letter. And it's the New International Version that I'm reading from, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But this is chapter 12 of Romans, the very first verse, and it goes like this. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. I chose the New International Version because it very specifically speaks of God's mercy to each and every one of us. And as you will recall from our worship this past Sunday, we spent quite a bit of time meditating on the overflow of God's mercy, how it reaches out to those who are excluded, those who may be seen as weak and powerless in the world. And we saw this through the lens of the Canaanite woman who put her full faith, trust, and hope in Jesus Christ. And God's mercy overflowed. Even the crumbs fell down to touch her and her daughter. And I'd like us to think about that as we go through this week, as none of us is deserving of God's mercy, and yet we have been blessed with that mercy. And Paul here, as he writes to the Christian community at Rome, describes what is to be our response to that gift of mercy. And it's to offer our very selves, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. This is your true and proper worship. And I invite you to reflect as you go through this week on what that looks like for you. What does it mean to you to offer yourself as a living sacrifice in service to God? You know, what gifts have you been blessed with that make you uniquely you, and that God may use so that God's mercy can overflow even more to touch others. So I leave you with that verse, Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Take a look at it, meditate on it. This week we will gather on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. via Zoom for our time of checking in with one another, praying with and for one another, and continuing our study of the book of Acts. And we are now at chapter 19. So come and join us. And then on Sunday, we continue to gather in person, to also gather via Zoom. And I am continuing to place my message on YouTube. So there are a number of opportunities for you to connect in worship. And as Paul tells us, our true worship is to offer ourselves as a living sacrifice to God. God be with you, friends. I look forward to seeing you as we go through the week. May you be blessed, and until next time, goodbye for now.